hopefully my signal is going to hold up for this. So when you log into LinkedIn, what you normally see is a feed straight away. Okay. My LinkedIn, I run a few different pages for different things, so I see a few things. But normally you see your feed in LinkedIn, and your feed can be really useful. But what I'm going to start with, I'm going to show you how to find jobs in LinkedIn. Okay, so there is a tab called Jobs, but I'll show you how to get to it. You search for jobs. You can put in here what job you're looking for. So you get to this page here. So I've put in junior cybersecurity in the UK. And what you can also do is set yourself an alert. So every time a new job, if you eventually get a search that's really good for you, you can set an alert. So then you'll get a notification every time a new job matches your search, and you can have multiples of these. Now, I put in junior cybersecurity. It's never perfect. However, I don't want you to get disheartened if you don't see a junior cybersecurity role. I want you to look at it from the mindset of, this company here is searching for a cybersecurity tester, okay, in Birmingham. Even if that role isn't right for you, this company is hiring for cyber roles. So this company here, Ampstec, is hiring for cybersecurity roles. So even if this role isn't right for you, there's nothing wrong with you reaching out to the hiring manager. Now, talent acquisition is like, it's a fancy word for HR or recruitment. There's nothing wrong with you reaching out to the recruitment manager to say, hey, I've seen your company's hiring for cyber. I'm looking for graduate roles. Do you have any plans to be hiring for graduate roles? Or I'm looking for a different sort of level. Now, what you can do, as well as reaching out to HR, if you live in Birmingham and you know this company is hiring for cyber roles, you can go onto the company. You can normally glean quite a lot of information, although this is a bit of a rubbish advert for that, but I'll show you on another one in a minute. You can go onto the company, okay? You can follow the company because you want to see their alerts. They've actually got 262 job openings. Like, they're obviously an international company. You can search for jobs in the UK. I thought I was going to pick up, but go on then. You can search for jobs in the UK. They're hiring loads of different roles internationally. So this is quite a big company. This is a company that, you know, you want to be reaching out to. So that shows you all the jobs in the UK. If I go back to here, what I actually want to do, once I've decided which job I'm going to apply for, I'm going to see who, if I go onto people, I'm going to see who works in cybersecurity. They obviously don't call it cybersecurity, they call it something else. And this is the recruiter mindset in me. What about security? Okay, there's an IT infrastructure and cloud architect in security. There's 2 security men, so you can reach out to these people. Now, this is quite an international company, although they've got loads of UK businesses. So if we go back here, if I show you another role like Investec, if you go onto Investec, okay, it'll show you if you're connected with anybody there. This is why I'm reaching out. Like, for me, if I wanted to apply for this role, I am already connected with 3 people at Investec, so I could reach out to them and say, hey, I've seen the company's hiring. Can you give me a bit of information, what it's like to work for, or some useful insights that you can use in your cover letter? So Investec's hiring for a security awareness training specialist, and it's to support their head of security awareness and training. Okay, perfect. That is exactly what I want. So you can apply through the HR system and be one of many. What I would do, I would look at Investec, look at the people there, and search for that job title. Now, sometimes the job titles aren't a perfect match. Who is it? Why is it not showing me? Head of systems training. I'd say it's probably head of systems training. But you can see where if you've got someone's job title And sometimes you can also, if I go back to that job advert, sometimes it tells you like the business function, right? Group cybersecurity. You can also search for people. Take that out. It's not always a UK person either. Group cybersecurity. Group CISO. I'll be reaching out to him. I'll be reaching out to these people. And I'd be saying to them, I can see the business is hiring. I'm interested in the role. Like if you're already connected to them, you can send a more personalized message. But I can see that Investec's hiring. I'm thinking of applying. Would you be happy to have a chat with me about what it's like to work at Investec? Does that make sense? Okay. The other thing, don't be put off by a senior role. I'm not saying apply for a senior role, but right, senior roles means there's junior roles in there. Now, not all businesses will advertise a junior role. It's very frustrating, but they'll promote someone internally, or they'll see if somebody knows anyone. So it's not every job advert makes it into an actual requirement that you can apply for. So again, this is a recruitment person. You do reach out to them. Recruitment people can be your friend. However, I would also be reaching out to see if it says technical side of IT security. Okay. I'd be going on to, I mean, I know loads of people about 365 because it's quite close to me. That's why I've got quite a few people that I'm connected with. But I'll be looking at Bet365. I'll be looking at information security. How's it gone there? Right. So if I go to people, I know who's going to come up anyway. It was information security, wasn't it? Information security. And this is where, if you were on my earlier webinar, this is where building your connections with people who are local to you really helps. So information security, they do have junior analysts. So if you were in Stoke-on-Trent, you could reach out to other junior analysts who work there to say, I'd love to work for Bet365. What's it like to work for? If you hear of any roles, can you let me know? Build a relationship with them. Network and information security manager. Information security could be him. Likely doesn't want to put manager on his title, but then you can look at people's LinkedIn. If you know you're going to be having an interview with, say, this person, what you could do, doesn't seem to post his own content, but you can start engaging with them. Like if you know you're going to be having an interview next week, I know Rafa, you mentioned you're going to be having an interview, you can start stalking that person on LinkedIn, engaging with the contents, liking the posts, because you'll be top of mind. They can see that you're active on LinkedIn as well. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong at all with reaching out to people who work at the company to find out about the culture. The more connections you have, but I would look at, they're hiring for cyber roles. Okay, it's not a junior role. Okay, let me have a look at that company and how can I reach out? So the other thing, sometimes you go on a company's website if you're preparing for an interview, and there's just loads of information that's all very samey. Sometimes websites are really good. If you go onto their LinkedIn page, like Bet365 do this really well. They post all the time, they've got trending employee content. That's a job, that's a HR person, but like this one here, they do like webinars, they do different episodes, they do all these kind of things with social media, so you can find out about the company. And going onto a LinkedIn page gives you so much more information about what's current and what's relevant to that company. So for example, like with this one, they've got an office in Denver. They've got loads of different offices. They have like loads of fun tournaments as a business. It gives you an insight to the culture. International Women's Day, obviously care about women. Stand Up to Bullying Day, another great thing. But we being sport, there's a lot of pushback against bullying and things in sport as well. leadership, like if you were going to be interviewing with one of these people, there might be interviews and stuff. So you can get loads of useful info that way. So that's jobs. I'm going to pause if anyone's got any questions before I move on to the next bit. Nope. Okay, perfect. Right. There's another secret part of LinkedIn. Okay. Now, if I go back to when you go into your feed, okay, you've got these across the top. So if I put in hiring junior people, okay, because people will post, I'm hiring junior people, or does anyone know any junior people in cyber? So I'm going to show you this. Now, some of this is old content, but if we look at posts hiring junior people, that's someone posting about their daughter. That's someone posting we're hiring, and then a link to the job post. So that would be there. But if you look at this role here, urgent opportunity to join our team, that's not a job advert. That's in their LinkedIn feed, okay? They put a job advert in their LinkedIn feed because it costs to create job adverts. This is a recruiter who lists what they're hiring. I used to do this all the time. Now, this was 9 months old. I'm currently hiring for a very rare junior associate security consultant. Now, these aren't job posts. These are LinkedIn posts. This was 3 weeks ago. We're hiring junior and senior to join PA consulting. Loads of different roles there. That was 3 weeks ago. So these are like, not secret because they're out there, but these are like the hidden ways you can find job posts. And some people might put hiring junior cyber, junior security, like there could be loads of different iterations of that phrase. Whenever I see a post like that, I always like and share it and comment for my network. And this is where the bigger your network is and the people you're connected with, the more stuff like this you see. So that's Dan Taylor. So if we look at Dan Taylor, Dan Taylor is a security architect. You wouldn't think hiring manager, but he's obviously sharing these posts. So maybe he is the person who's hiring. You can connect with him. If I go back to this post, right, let's just see what people have commented. Sounds good. Sent a connection request. I'm junior. I've sent a connection request. I'd really like to find out more. Okay, that's a perfect way of posting. Don't post interested. Like when I used to be in recruitment and someone posted interested, like these people are busy. You need to put a real post, like a proper comment on that. I'm interested in this role. I feel like I'd be a great fit. I've sent you a connection request. Mark knows this. I have told Mark this before, but that's a very good comment. I'm interested. Someone's verified them and said they're great to work for. It's a great chance for juniors to step in. Another great post. So this, and again, this person's explained a bit more of what they're doing. So these are people who are interested. Okay, hopefully they've also sent a connection request. So this is where, clicked words, didn't open a new thing. Damn it. Hiring junior cyber. So this is where you're going to find more posts. Okay. More opportunities that aren't just necessarily, like if I do change this the past month, it'll take out anything older. There's not always going to be loads of things. Some of it's like people sharing that are looking for work. Some of it's people who are talking about hiring junior talent. So there must be somewhere in there. So these are people that you can connect with, reach out to. That was that one. That's someone sharing a weekly job recap. Don't know if they're in the UK though. So this is how you can find sort of secret opportunities. So Rafi, I'm going to pick on you. Where are you, when you look for work, what cities are you going to be looking for work in? Or are you open?
Anywhere in the UK. I've also looked at stuff in the US, but that's primarily because I've got dual nationality.
Okay. Junior, I need a bit more specific, so I'm just going to say junior cyber leads. Okay. Oh, Warwick. Actually, let's go Warwick. You're all Warwick, I think. Junior cyber Warwick. Okay. So I'm going to look. I've just put that in and you can see how you've got people, you've got posts, you've got jobs. Okay. So that it will bring up a mix of different things. Okay. It will bring up, unless you filter down, it'll bring up everything on this page. I'm going to look for people who are in a junior SOC role, because cyber is such a wide word. Let's look for junior SOC analysts. Okay, let's say that you want to be a junior SOC analyst. This is another way of using LinkedIn. So you can go out. Don't know why. I need to go people, and then I need to put locations in. Warwick. Okay. Okay. This is why. There's 8 people who are SOC analysts or junior SOC analysts that I can be connecting with. Okay. So I'd be connecting these people saying, hey, I've just finished my degree. I really want to get into SOC. Would you be happy to have a chat with me about any networking opportunities that you hear of, what it's like working in a SOC, what it's like at your company? Because what will happen is people will sponsor you in. So if you're chatting to people, if you know in Warwick, straight away, National Grid, Advania, Jaguar Land Rover, Warwickshire County Council, these people, don't know why that one's come up, and it's not always perfect, but these Aspen Pharma, these businesses hire junior SOC analysts or hire in your location. So you can connect with these people, ask them, is it a great place to work? Always useful to know. What you can then also do is in another tab, let's look at National Grid. Go home. No, go home. Let's look at National Grid as a business. National Grid. So you can start following these businesses and then you'll see their content in your feed, because everything you follow goes into your feed. You can follow these businesses, you can look at jobs, you can be connecting with people there. Like sometimes big businesses will have an open day for like cyber jobs where you can come in and talk to people. I know Bet365 does that quite regularly. They have it in their Manchester office. And by following these companies that you know are in the location that you want to find work, you'll find out about these sort of things as well. So these are all of the jobs. So National Grid's got 297 job openings. So if I put in cyber, they've got some cyber roles. They've got 2 cyber roles. If I put in SOC, they've got 2 at the minute for them. Okay. So it's just another way of using LinkedIn to find content and find potential jobs for you. The other thing is, and again, I'm going to pick on you, Rafi. Sorry. If I look at you, Rafi, if I look at your LinkedIn post, because this is what, as a I used to be in recruitment as a recruiter, this is what we do. We look at someone's post page. I hope you don't mind me doing this. Probably should have told you before, but I can see straight away bit about you. You're working on your dissertation. That's a really good thing to put in there, what your dissertation's on. That's amazing. I can say, oh, okay, she's part of the Cyber Women Network. That's really cool. Let's look at posts. Because you're going to look at if people are active. And I can see all the things that you've posted recently. Amazing. You're doing talks. You're competing in competitions. This is all, for a junior role, this is all really good things to be sharing. And these are things that will make you stand out. And sometimes actually being active is even more important than what's on your profile. Because if you send me a connection request and I'm interviewing you, I'm going to see all the things you're posting about as well. It's top mind awareness, which is kind of what I talked about last time. If we have a look on here, look at your profile, you're president of a network, that's amazing. You've done internships, that's amazing. having this on here as well, like you might think, oh, that's not relevant to cyber. It shows that you've got a work ethic, you're working whilst putting yourself through university, and also you're handling money, you're trusted. If you're a waiter, you need to be sociable, you're going to have really good social skills. You can see that from all the things above as well. So even if it's experience that you don't think is it relevant, put it on your CV, because it shows that you're working, it shows that all those different transferable skills. So this is all really good. Yeah, brilliant. And I'm going to stop there. Any questions? Other than how with my LinkedIn notifications. I'm going to close all of these down.
As a quick reminder, form or on the form as well.
So we've had a few questions. The first one is, what is the best way to optimize a job search term on LinkedIn? Is it beneficial to have multiple job alerts active at the same time?
Yeah, definitely. So like it depends what you're looking for, but you can have junior SOC, you could have CSOC would come up, you could have junior security analyst, junior security, junior cyber. So yeah, keep putting lots of different terms in, and you can do Boolean search strings. It does cope with that. If anyone's never done Boolean before, it's where you put junior SOC or junior cyber or junior security, and it does work. It does recognize very basic Boolean, and actually straight away really good post. Job titles so confusing. This person's got loads of different job titles that you could search on. It'll save the chat, won't it? Let me link that there. Copy link to post, put this in the chat, because that's actually quite a few different types of job titles, which is amazing. The other thing is, don't follow people, connect with them. If you could, and sometimes, like if we look at this person, if I go to connect, you don't have to send a message. You automatically follow them, and then once, if they accept your connection, you can send them a DM, you can send a much longer message. So LinkedIn, it wants you to follow people. I don't know why, rather than connecting with them, but you can. Hang on, what did I just do? Go back. I find like another post or another person connected with Haley. Yeah, Haley's shared salaries, although that's the Northeast. So some of these are posts about people, entry-level jobs. So some of these are useful posts to get involved in. This is more US. What is frustrating is you can't search posts for people in a certain location, but you can, that's just one of the flaws of it, unfortunately. You can search for types of posts. You can search like content types. You don't necessarily want job posts, because that'll take you back to job adverts, which you can get that through jobs. And you can search specific people you follow, first connections, that mention certain companies, certain industries. The industry is a difficult one, because like I might say I'm in the information security industry. Someone else who works in financial services might put that they're in financial services. So I wouldn't filter it down too much. But yeah, that post there has got a load of different titles, so I'll just link that. Okay.
Amazing. We've got another question. So would you recommend applying through LinkedIn or applying through the company's website directly, and does it make a difference?
I'd do both. What can sometimes happen is with LinkedIn jobs is they can automatically filter out, and sometimes that does it wrong. Like you can apply and you'll get a reject if there's questions and there's like 4 different questions. Sometimes the person creating the post can like create questions that they ask you, and if you say no to so many, you automatically get rejected, so they don't see it. So I would do both, but I would also reach out to the person hiring, and I'd reach out to people at the team as well, because then and you can say, I'm going to apply for this role, even if you have applied for this role, but I wanted to ask a couple of questions. If you can get like a phone call or get a conversation with the recruiter, you're going to be more memorable in their mind if they've got like 100 CVs to look for, which they might have.
So what are your opinions on the open to work badge on LinkedIn? Does it serve a purpose? What do people think when they see it?
There was this weird craze where people said it looked desperate, and no, not at all. The open to work badge, it shows that you're open to work. If you're in a job, you might not want to put the open to work job badge on, because then your boss knows that you're looking for something else. But yeah, I think it's worth putting on there. You can kind of see, like, if you've got a recruiter license, I think when, like, if I was to go open to work, how do I do it? I can't remember. I can't remember how you do it now. I think it's in the settings here. Settings. I think there's a way, or there used to be. Was it that? Maybe it's on here. There used to be a way that you can be discreetly open to work, where if someone has a recruiter account, only they can see that you're open to work. There used to be a way. I don't know if that's still there, but if you're, I don't think there's a reason to sort of hide that you're open to work if you're looking for work, unless you're currently employed and you don't want your current boss to know. Is my opinion there.
Makes sense. Would you say that if you were hiring, if that person had lots of connections with people you knew, would that change your view on them during the hiring process if you were the recruiter?
It means you can verify them, and it means that you can verify them. Like, if somebody's worked somewhere else, it means you can do that, and it shows that they're well connected. So I think it can only be a good thing. But also, if somebody wasn't connected to me or connected to someone I didn't know, that wouldn't put me off. But having an active LinkedIn is another way of, a CV is very one-dimensional. Being able to see the content that people are sharing, how they write, how they speak, it gives you a bit more insights to that. However, having said that, once you're in work, it is common for people then to stop posting on LinkedIn. And I know some people are very social media averse, like particularly in our organizations. A lot of people who aren't on LinkedIn would never dream of being on LinkedIn, but they're employed. So unless they were needing to, they wouldn't go back onto LinkedIn. So no, it can be a good thing. It also means if you're connected with companies, you personally can get more insights as well as to what's this person like, or what's this company like to work for.
And are there any red flags that recruiters would not like to see on your LinkedIn?
So for me, I'm not a big fan of, like the takedown type posts and that sort of thing. That would put me off. Other people might think, actually, don't care if someone's a bit spicy on LinkedIn. But that for me would be, yeah, like, be careful what you're posting. Like, make sure it's a true representation of how, like, this is back to personal branding, how you want to be represented, and things like comments. So, like, it's not just your post, it's how you engage with others on comments. So if I go back to Rafi, you can search someone's comments as well. These are all really nice, positive comments. I really need to warn you before I do this. Rafi's thinking, shit, what have I done? You can see people's comments as well. So just be aware, like, anything you put on LinkedIn, if you're looking for jobs, you need to, and also if you're employed, like, sometimes your employer might have a social media policy as well, if you're a representative of them. So
I think that's all the questions that we have at the moment. I mean, if anyone has any more, feel free to put them in the Q&A or in the form.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, anyone want to jump on, ask any more questions? Nope. One of the things I mentioned to Rafi and Izzy earlier on is there is a company at the moment called the Hacking Games that are building a recruitment platform that's aimed at graduate or junior talent. If anybody is looking for work at the moment, they would love to have some testers look at the platform and see what would you like to see. Does it flow? They would like some to sort of test the platform, give an hour of your time, and they'll in return they'll sort of send you an Amazon voucher. If anybody is up for that, the guy who's responsible, let me just find his email, is called Martin Bailey. What I'll do, if you drop him an email to say you want to test the Haptide platform, put that there. So the Hacking Games is it's an initiative that is aimed at getting young people or junior people into cybersecurity safely. They've got loads of really good ambitions. They eventually want to have like a bit like Britain's Got Talent, but the Hacking Games where people can compete in competitions, things like that. But one of the elements of what they're looking to do is this recruitment platform. So if anybody would like to test the platform who's looking for work at the moment, ideally they want people who are looking for work to have a look at it. It's called Haptide, and if you let him know that Rosie sent you his way, that would be awesome.